Hey, what's up everyone? It's Mike Mangialardi from Coding Artist, and in today's video, I wanted to build off a video I previously released called Intro to CSS Animations. So in that video, I discussed how CSS Animations is actually quite simple. All you're doing is you're defining a change in some CSS values over a period of time. So we looked at a koala, and at the end we added an animation where we took this ear right and we changed it from being positioned absolutely at a right of negative 80% to a right of negative 20%. And so because this is going to also include all the intermediate states, we will see this slide from negative 80% to negative 20%. And we had it so this animation would be activated when we click the koala. So let's test it. So there we just saw that the ear right slid from a right of negative 80% to a right of negative 20% where it's currently sitting. So it's really easy to get started with adding CSS animations. All you have to do is define a CSS animation and then have an animation statement, which we defined right here. And in our animation statement, we just had the animation we defined at the bottom, the duration, and how many times we want it to repeat. So it's actually very simple to get started with CSS animations. However, I think what's really hard about CSS animations is two things. Either you're so excited about it that you want to add CSS animations to everything that becomes overloaded and cluttered and doesn't really help the user experience. On the other hand, you might be thinking this is really cool, but what are some practical uses that I can use CSS animations to provide a better user experience? And you might be stuck thinking, okay, how can I use these? So in this video, I wanted to start a series that I'll be doing where I'm going to show practical applications of using CSS animations. Now, in this example, what we're going to be looking at is how to use a CSS loader to improve the user experience. So in this crystal loader that you see in front of me, we have a nice looking loader that would go while some sort of web application or website is loading. So let's look at an example of how a loader is used and how it improves the user experience. So the example that I really like to look at is DigitalOcean. So DigitalOcean is a site that has cloud computing tools for developers. And when you click on this button, Create Droplet, it has a really cool animation that fits the brand and the overall theme of the site. So I click Create Droplet, and I see there's some animated waves and a shark that is bouncing up and down. So it's a really simple animation, but it really improves the user experience. One, it lets the user know, okay, there's something that's loading, and they put a loader here, so this is normal. So the user's going to be more likely to actually sit around and wait instead of looking at a blank screen. Now, what it also does is because it's such a cool animation and makes sense with the brand, it's so clever that it also is going to really encourage the user to stick around, and just their overall user experience is going to improve. So let's again look at this animation. And there we see again our shark and our animated waves, and then it loads. So this is a really cool practical use of animations. So we can do our own animation using purely CSS. And so we're going to start with just the crystal pure CSS image, and we're going to add our own CSS animation to make this a loader. So how this is going to be a loader is that you could have a streak that's going to fly across as if the crystal was shining, like if you glared some light on it. So we're going to have it move from the bottom to the top repeatedly, like you would see in a simple loading animation. So the particular CSS class that we're going to be adding the animation to is shine, which is this white streak that goes across the entire crystal top. So let's go ahead and find shine and define our animation statement. So here is shine, and I'm going to do animation, and then I'm going to name the animation shine, and we want this to last for 2 seconds, and this should repeat infinitely. So let's go down and let's add our CSS animation at the bottom. So we do add keyframes, shine, and at 0%, we want it to stay at its current top position. So this is positioned absolutely, so we can change its position by using top, left, bottom, or right. Let's look at how it's positioned currently. Currently, it has a width of 100%, so it doesn't have a left or right percentage because it's always going to take up the entire width of this crystal diamond on the top. And it has a top of 90%, which means it's at the very bottom. So when we start the animation, we're going to keep it at the top of 90%. However, when it completes, we want it to go all the way to the top, so we don't want it pushed down at all, so we'll do top of 0%. And now we can see that the animation is working correctly. However, it looks a bit slow, so let's go ahead and speed it up. And in our animation statements, we can change it from 2 seconds to 1 second. Now we can see that the animation now is updated its speed and it's going a bit faster, and this looks like an appropriate use of a CSS loader. Now this doesn't have a particular brand or site in mind. This was just something I created on my own after looking at some video game art that gave me the inspiration. So what I want you guys to do is think of some ways that you can look at a brand or an existing site and add a loader that it doesn't currently have. Think of what the brand incorporates, think of its name, its target audience, and what is a way that you can add your own pure CSS loader. So the steps are going to be to create the pure CSS image and then add some animation to that image that is going to be like a loader. Remember that a loader is most likely just going to be one very simple animation that repeats over and over. So that is a fun assignment for you guys to take what you learned from this video and see how you can have a practical application of Css Animations. Thanks guys for checking out this video. Again, if you haven't already, make sure to check out the previous video called Introduction to Css Animations, as there will be a lot of assistance for more detailed instructions on getting started with CSS Animations. Also, we have a email challenge called Daily CSS Images, where you are given a drawing prompt for 50 weekdays to create your own pure CSS image. It's a great way to practice and have fun while also being part of a larger community. So that is also linked in the description, and we'll see you next time.